Hello everyone, kindly stand up. May I request Christine to lead us the Christian prayer and Rayhana to lead us the Muslim prayer. Amen. So, good morning everyone. Yes, before you sit down, kindly pick up the pieces of paper under your desk and arrange your chairs because it is somehow messy on this floor. Okay, before we proceed, let us check our attendance. Are there any absent today? Wow! Give yourselves a clap because walang absent today. That's amazing. And before I forgot, kindly pass your assignments in front. 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So before we proceed to our lesson, let me ask the class, what was our lesson yesterday? Yes, Brian? Yes, that's correct. It is the elements of a short story. So what are these elements? Yes, Ben? Yes, that's right. They are first, yes, the exposition, the rising action, the climax, the falling action, and lastly, the denouement. Yes, very good. Give yourselves a clap. Everyone was really listening yesterday, okay? But before we proceed to our proper lesson, let us first have our activity. It's our activity time. It is entitled The Striped Pajama Quest, a puzzle adventure. So may I ask the class, are you familiar with the movie The Boy in Striped Pajamas? Yes, Christine? Yes, that's right. It's about the two little children who are best friends and are different with their race. So today, our activity is related to that movie. So before we proceed, I know that some of the students are not yet aware of the movie. I will be giving you a short clip that you might be using in conducting our activity. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the video clip.
Why do people wear pajamas all day? They're not pajamas. Well, those.
We have to. They took all of the clothes away.
Who did?
The soldiers.
The soldiers. Why?
I don't like soldiers. Do you?
I do, quite. My dad's a soldier. But not the sort that takes people's clothes away for no reason.
What sort then?
Well, he's the important sort. He's in charge of making everything better for everyone. So is your dad a farmer?
No, he's a watchmaker. Or was. Most of the time now he just mends boots.
It's funny how grown-ups can't make their minds up about what they want to do. It's like Pavel. Do you know him? He lives over there. He used to be a doctor. Gave it all up to peel potatoes.
Yes, that's right. That's a clip from the Boy in Striped Pajamas. So now we will be proceeding on our activity. So here are the guidelines. First, before you came here in class, what do we call this? I scattered puzzle pieces that are pajama shaped all around the classroom. So there are pajama shaped puzzle pieces around the classroom. Each group will be looking for these puzzle pieces in only 3 minutes. So that would be the group 1, that would be the group 2, that would be the group 3, and you guys here will be the group 4. So the teacher will explain that each puzzle piece represents a different aspect or theme related to the Boy in Striped Pajamas. So all those puzzle pieces are related to the themes and different, excuse me class, different aspect of the Boy in Striped Pajamas. And after the hunt, we will be having each group assemble their puzzle pieces in front of the class, and each group are to use markers or pens to write down what they think about each pieces that represent the context of the novel. And each group will be presenting that in front. So the first presenter will be group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. So are you guys ready to take the hunt? Okay, so let's get ready. And 3, 2, 1. so that's 3 minutes. So let's have first to present their presentation, group 1. Yes, that's right. That is the first theme related to boy and striped pajamas. You have the group 2? Yes! Congratulations, group 2. You have collected all the puzzle pieces that are related to that theme, and we will be expanding more on that on our discussion later on. Yes, group 3? Yay! Congratulations, group 3. That was the last theme that we're looking for. And yay! Congratulations, group 4 for collecting all the puzzle pieces that would summarize all the themes that are related to the movie. So give yourself a clap, class.
Now that you are done with your activity, let's proceed to our discussion. So you have watched the film The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, right? And you know, that film is related to our topic today. So our topic for today is about moral philosophical approach in literary criticism. So do you have any idea about moral philosophical approach? So moral philosophical approach in literary criticism involves analyzing, evaluating literature based on ethical principles, moral values, and philosophical ideas presented within the text or a literary work. This approach focuses on examining ethical dilemmas, moral lessons, and philosophical concepts portrayed in literary works. So that is how literary works. It bases on our moral values, it presented on the literary text. So let's proceed to the key aspects of the moral philosophical approach. So there are 3 key concepts of the moral philosophical approach. The first one is ethical considerations. The second one is the moral themes and messages. And the third one are the philosophical concepts. So the first one is the ethical considerations. Ethical consideration means this approach examines how a character's actions align with ethical principles and moral standards. It evaluates whether the character's decisions are morally justifiable or ethical, considering the consequences of their actions. So from the film The Boy in Striped Pajamas, in the aspect of ethical considerations was presented in a way that the film portrays the treatment of prisoners in the concentration camp, wherein Schmuel, or the Jews that reside there. It raises ethical questions about inhumane treatment of innocent people solely based on their ethnicity or beliefs. These stark contrasts between the luxurious life at Jews' home and their life at a concentration camp, which is really devastating and poorly treated. So that is the ethical considerations, or the first aspect of moral philosophical approach. The next one is moral themes and messages. Critics using this approach explore moral messages, lessons, and themes conveyed by the author. They analyze how the author presents moral dilemmas, ethical conflicts, or ethical reasoning within the narrative. So, on the film, one of the things that can be considered is humanity and compassion and times of adversity. So, how is it presented there? It is presented in the friendship of the 2 little boys, Bruno and Schmuel. They are different, right? Bruno is a son of a soldier, and Schmuel is a Jew. They are different. The Jews are put in the concentration camp to be killed. And they are both innocent. Bruno doesn't know about what his father doing there in the Jews, and That is the innocence presented there. And humanity conveys a moral message about universality and human emotions. So for the third aspect, which is the philosophical concepts. This approach delves into the philosophical ideas and concepts embedded in the text. It explores existential or ethical themes presented by the author and examines how these ideas contribute to the overall meaning of the text or literary work. So, we can gain many messages from the film, right? So, how was it presented there? At the end, right? The tragic conclusion invites a reflection of human condition, demonstrating the consequences of moral choices and societal injustices. It raises a philosophical concept or question into individual moral responsibility in the face of systemic oppression and challenges viewers to contemplate of their actions. So naman, Bruno was included in the concentration camp, right? Because he joined with Shmuel to go there. And he didn't know. And his family, his father, really regret it. And that is really devastating. But it gave a lesson to his father that no good oppression has more harm than good. So that is the philosophical concept. And have you learned anything about it, class? So what again are the three concepts of the moral philosophical approach? The first one is ethical considerations. The second one is moral themes and messages. And the third one is philosophical questions. Do you have any questions? Alright, since you do have questions about moral philosophical approach, I will be the one to ask you these questions. So, here are the questions to ponder. Number one, in what ways does the film depict the evolution of Bruno's understanding of morality and the human condition as he navigates the harsh realities outside the sheltered world? Who wants to answer? Oh, Paula! That's right. Bruno had this character development when he discovered the shelf in the concentration camp where Shmuel resides. And that depicts his character development when he friends with Shmuel. So, for the second question, how do the moral dilemmas faced by the characters such as Bruno's mother or the soldiers shape their development and challenge their ethical beliefs throughout the film? So, who wants to answer? Raihana! That's right! Boy, good answer! The moral dilemma was faced or challenged, especially on Bruno's mother, when she discovered and struggled about when she struggled inner turmoil when she discovered that her husband has been doing such evil acts towards the Jews, and that was really devastating on her part, right? So, for the last question, what lesson or message does the film convey about empathy, humanity, and the consequences of prejudice and discrimination? Oh, Raiden, do you have an answer? That's right, Raiden. In the film, it really highlights the consequences of discrimination, prejudice, and how it really affects humanity, society, and injustices. it highlights the oppression and how unfortunate it was to the Jews and to other victims of oppression. And let me remind everyone to never stay neutral, because it just shows that you side with the oppressor. So now let's proceed to our quiz.
Okay, now that we're done with our discussion, let's apply your knowledge or your understanding through role-playing. So everyone listen for the instruction. The class will be divided into 3 groups. Each group will demonstrate a situation that reflects or contains the idea of the moral philosophical approach. So here's the criteria. Content and relevance for 50%, creativity 30%, and participation for 20%. So you have 10 minutes to prepare. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, give yourselves a round of applause for doing a great job. And now, this will serve as your quiz for today. Choose a literary piece, whether it's a poem, short story, novel, or film, and analyze it using the moral philosophical approach. So the analysis should not be less than 10 sentences and not more than 25 sentences. So pass your papers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And before we end our lesson, here's your assignment. Create a graphic organizer to further explain the ideas, concepts, or history of the moral philosophical approach. The students may opt to use a creative or editing platforms. So consider our criteria here. For content, you have 50%, organization 30%, creativity 20%. So any questions? Hearing none. So let's end our class with a prayer, Miss Kyla. Amen. Goodbye, everyone.